What is the vibes, tribe? Welcome back to North Star Lighthouse, a safe space where all paths are welcome and encouraged to just be who you are. But speaking of being who you are you? Now, tribe, this is a valid question, one that you should definitely experiment with. Go in front of your mirror and ask yourself, who am I? Or you can say, who are you? And see what comes to mind. And it's just that simple. Who you believe yourself to be, true to your core, and practice through your actions is what will appear inside of your experience in the external world, or what seems like the external world. Each and every day, who you believe yourself to be is appearing in your experience all the time. And some are able to hear this message. For some, it'll take time for you to understand what I really mean, because words do not teach, only life experience does. And when you experience what I am saying, then you can connect the dot backwards. But a lot of us have been raised or have grown up thinking that what we observe causes us to feel, when it's quite the opposite. What we feel is what we observe. You see, two people can be standing in the exact same location, right next to each other, at the same time, witness the same event, and have two completely different experiences. Even if you can identify that maybe the person next to you has the same expression or is using similar words that harmonizes with how you feel. There is no way to actually feel what someone is feeling on the inside of their body, though, and vice versa. However, you'll notice that when your frequency is in a happy or even a celebratory mood, you'll find others to celebrate with. They'll celebrate with you, you celebrate with them, everyone's in perfect harmony. But on the contrary, when you find discord and you are having a discussion about it, you're having a discussion about it with other people who are typically in the same frequency and vibration. And so there's perfect harmony even in discord. The way that you feel on a daily basis will consistently yield to you in your experience, where you can use your five sensory interpretations: what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. However, you are creating this experience. One who sees peace majorly will find peace majorly. One who sees chaos more frequently than peace will continue to experience more chaos. And so, reality is truly just reflecting back to you what you're already feeling on the inside. And it's okay if at this moment you don't believe this to be true, or maybe this message is not resonant yet, or maybe you just cannot grasp the concept of what you've been taught and what you've been practicing versus what I'm saying to you now. However, tribe, I've personally been practicing this, not just finding peace, but being peace. Not just finding happiness, but being happiness. Not just finding joy, but being joy. Not just hopefully manifesting the things that I want and hoping that they will come one day, but knowing and having the faith that they will show up into my experience because I have practiced it that way. And so here I am sharing my best practices, as I have studied this for a couple of years now. And over time, the repetitive messages that I've gotten from many scholars and just successful people in manifestations and living the life that they truly want, being the joy, love, abundance, prosperity, and the happiness and peace that we all think that we're searching for in the outside, but truly remains on the inside of us. I am here to deliver. There are many channels and many ways to receive this information. And so here we go. Be mindful as thoughts start to roll to your mind upon answering this question that you may not actually identify with any source that's on the outside of you, such as your job. You are not your profession. You may be the very essence of your profession. For example, I consider myself an artist, but at the very core of me, I am art. And that is how I'm an artist. So be mindful of just naming the corporation or business that you work for, or maybe the position that you are hired under, or any other label for that matter. It's helpful if they come to mind to just acknowledge that, yeah, maybe you are a mother, a brother, a sister, an uncle, a cousin, but you're so much more than just a label. In fact, you are all those things, and all of those things truly mean love and family. Those are your values. That's what's important to you. And so that is something to record. I am family. I am love. I am loved. While responding to this phenomenal question in self-inner dialogue, also take note of any underserving beliefs that arise and replacing them with a present statement such as I am. So if you have noticed the lack of money or abundance appear as a thought when you are describing who you are, instead, I am successful, I am abundant, I am filthy rich. It doesn't matter what it is. All of it is true to you as long as you believe it. When you believe something to its core and you can feel it, it will appear true into your experience. So have faith. Go ahead, go out on the limb and talk about your wildest desires with yourself about who you believe yourself to be and who you want to become. State it in present tense by saying I am, which is your power statement. And whatever word precedes that will be what's true to you, will be what your subconscious mind will then begin to work with in order to express just that into your reality. I hope that you guys will tune in to the near future content that I will post discussing the important faculties of the mind and their functions in our life and how it works. Because when you understand that, you understand speech better and why it's so important. The conversations and the connections that you're making in your outside experience, and understanding that all of it relates to what's happening in you internally. And when you gain control and mastering your thoughts, your feelings, your actions as well, you are in complete control of your life. Knowing who you are is a part of it. Knowing who you are is the anchor to where you come back when, let's say, for example, we feel lost or stuck. Those are phrases that we use often in the human experience. When you feel lost or stuck, what is it that you do? The feeling of lost and stuck is a feeling. It's just that. It's an indication that we are observing something or perceiving something to be that is not true to our core. That is why it feels that way. Feeling lost and feeling stuck are typically not something that we would want to initiate into our experience on purpose and deliberately. Yet, if we're feeling that way, that means that we are attracting that experience so that we can break through to the other side. And so, being certain of who you are means that whenever you feel lost or stuck, you can come back to the mirror, you could come back to your journal and reaffirm yourself about who you truly are. Because whatever you're perceiving in your external world is basically just grabbing your attention to the point where you need to actually remove yourself or change your perception, change your environment. So the feeling is giving you that indication. When you can't change your environment, change your perception. You can do that simply by reaffirming yourself of saying who you are and knowing that that's all that you ever need in this lifetime. Who you believe yourself to be, who you say that you are, is all that you'll ever need in this lifetime to help you get over any hurdles and any humps throughout this human experience. It doesn't mean that life will always be 100% easy, but it does get easier. I can say that from personal experience, and this particular practice as well, is that it becomes much easier and there's much more evidence about who I am and who I truly believe myself to be. I can see it and I like it. And so since I can see it, I know that I like it. That's what the life experience is all about. I can continue and move forward onto more adventures that will call to me and who I perceive myself to be. And whenever I am not in that frequency, sure enough, the universe was going to provide me with some evidence that I am not in alignment with who I say that I am and who I believe myself to be. And I can appreciate that. Just one time for the universe, I might as well just give that shout out right now. Be thankful, be grateful for the contrast that appears to say, hey, you not aligned with what you said that you wanted. You said you wanted X, Y, and Z, but right now you vibrating ABC. So which is it? You gotta choose, and you choose from the inside. That's from coming back to this space, this safe space where you talk to yourself and guide yourself through whatever's truest to you, or maybe what is untrue and needs replacing. Now, before I go, here's a couple more tips and tricks to this. Is yes, using mirror work and talking to yourself. I loved how Issa Rae portrayed this in Insecure. I think that was phenomenal, but essentially that is what I am talking about doing. Stand in front of a mirror, ask yourself who I am, and recite your affirmation, whatever it may be. You can also write it down in a journal. Writing is also a power tool. It is one that falls underneath action. Journals are a great way to measure time and how far you've come in your growth. So you can write it down in your journal as well. You can write it down on your notes in your phone. And or you can consider recording it into a voice note where you can listen to it daily for the next 30, 60, 90 days. Yes. And why? Well, because repetition is the practice, and the practice is what helps us to feel it into reality, because feeling is the key. We want to hold steadfast in our faith, and the best way to do that is not to feel like we're lying to ourselves when we're in a situation that does not feel hopeful or like our faith is working. We want to have faith now and know and trust that it's going to show up in our reality as such. It's literally a universal law. You can look it up in any metaphysical book and you will see it there. We are all vibrational, and the vibrations that we emit is what will show itself to us. So we want to be conscious about what we definitely think of ourselves, what we think of ourselves on this journey, and who we know ourselves to be, who we want to become. So tribe, I hope you're down to experiment with this. If you do, please leave me a comment down below. Namaste.